if you have an itchy nose,
Yes,
right,
which you do.
in many cultures, and I'm thinking Mediterranean cultures, Southern European, I think Irish too. It means that you're going to have a visitor. But if you have an itchy nose on the left,
Yes.
it means it's somebody you don't want to see.
Okay.
And if you obviously, like, zeros and ones, therefore, if you have an itchy nose on the right,
Yes.
it means it's somebody's going to visit you that you do want to
I
see.
didn't see that coming. No.
Yeah, and you can pick your friends. You can,
Well, okay. All right.
wait a minute. Let me see who's coming today. Hold on a second.
Okay. That's it. Security, please remove this man from the studio.
No, this is absolutely true. You imagine, in some cultures, they have nothing to do but sit around and think, wait a minute, what does this mean? I woke up this morning with an itchy nose.
Itchy nose syndrome. Yeah. However,
my great uncle's going to come and visit me and lay an inheritance on me because it's the right side of my nose.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See, that's
as opposed to the cop who's coming because the left side of my nose.
to haul one of us away here.
Oh.
With any luck, it'll be you. You told me just a short time ago that you woke up this morning with an itchy left side of your nose.
Yes, I did.
And
I did.
So therefore, you're one of those people who wakes up in the morning.
I don't know why. I'm not.
There's a lot of reasons you could be itchy on the nose.
Well, some cultures see this. You'd give it a scientific explanation and pay a pharmaceutical company a gazillion dollars in tax write-offs so that they can come up with a pill.
Thank God they're doing that work. It's
Other
good
cultures would simply say, "Oh, my great uncle Nat is coming to see me," and he's
so you live with the itchy nose.
You want it,
but if it's on the left side, then, or I don't. Do you know it's left and right?
I'm pretty sure of this. Yeah,
okay.
That in
the
some
binary
cultures,
nose issue.
And like I said, if it's 0 or 1,
right,
the left means that, and the other means the opposite.
Yin and yang, I guess. Right. It's the
like
binary
like
cultural
bites.
aspect.
You got a bite of your nose, on the left side or the
bite
right.
your nose. What is that about?
Well, that's another cultural thing.
Mike Tyson in here or something?
The nose seems to be a very culturally rich thing because it means different things.
Is thing the technical terminology?
It means different things in different cultures, and its use. The
use of the nose.
The use of the nose is culturally different.
Is it? Is it?
Well, even the phrase
we're
to be
really
nosy,
drifted from reality at this point.
To be nosy.
To be nosy. Okay. All right.
That's in English. Now, I don't know if there's a direct idiomatic translation in other cultures, but if there is, maybe the meaning of to be nosy is going to change. Right, that's possible.
In
the meaning might be the same, but the phrasing of that might be different. So it might not be nosy meanings to get involved in things that you shouldn't be involved in.
Right.
Maybe the phrase would be something else, elbowy. I don't know.
No, okay. Well,
there's a whole
possibly.
Other body part that probably
I'm
has
sure there are, and
meaning.
We're in dangerous territory, and we just started this sucker. So
the left side of your nose is you're going to get a visit from somebody who you want to see, and the right side of your nose is you're going to get a visit from somebody you don't want to see. I think I got that right.
Oh, okay, all right.
And in which culture, you may ask?
Hold on, give me a moment here. All right. And in which culture would that be, Dean?
Well, I think it's a lot of the Mediterranean cultures and some of
That's
the Arabic
That's what you got after that?
North
perfect
Africa,
setup. And you just gave me Mediterranean. I'm sorry. Am I talking over you right now? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hey, by the way, we're talking about culture and being nosy.
We are? Yeah.
And why your nose itches. My nose is itching all day. And it's
my nose is starting to itch.
I'm gonna
Torn, is your nose itching? I'm
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
I don't know
mean,
what
it
that
happens.
proves, but there it is.
Well, maybe it's just that the cat walked by on the left side.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Sure.
It could be that. That's the third thing.
Hey, so we're
what if
talking
it's itching in the middle?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa.
I just
Well, I'm gonna
destroy cultural.
There are some
beliefs
cultures
here.
where they'd have to call the rabbi and have him decide what it means, and they
Interesting
probably
enough,
did.
Irish Catholics do that. It's
do.
it's an interesting aspect of it.
Go ask the father. You know?
Yes.
And if you grow up in a multicultural home, or at least in an environment as I did, I mean, I remember my family would meet up with the father as much as they'd meet up with the rabbi, and they would ask similar questions. And,
Yeah.
you know, and often get the
Same answers. Yeah, it's all in that book. You know.
Hey, so we're
Who
talking
knew?
about the meaning of body parts in different cultures.
Okay. Whoa. Hello. We went to body parts now.
and the superstitions associated with that.
Okay.
And
yeah,
we're talking about
yeah.
culture and
Well,
superstitions.
culture, really?
and you know why?
We are? No, I don't know why. Dean Foster.
Tom Peterson, do you know why we're talking about this?
Well, I'm going to guess that it's because, oops, your culture's showing.
And who else do we have with us today?
Well, we have Torin.
Hello.
I think his nose itches. Is it itching?
Well,
yes.
yeah, something else itches.
Don't tell us. We
Okay,
don't want
I
to hear
won't.
from you.
Right side or left side?
Well,
You're going to get a visit from
Well,
go on.
your Uncle Nate, who's going to lay an inheritance on you, or you're going to get a visit from
the proctologist. So we'll go from there.
Right.
I had to go there.
And what does that body part mean? You know,
Wow.
again,
I knew I shouldn't have opened the door, but I did. I did. And I
yes.
know where we're going.
Yeah.
What does that body part mean? So I am assuming you're talking about a tush.
do you remember
Oh boy.
on the subways in New York?
Do you remember? I don't know the
used to
rest.
be-
I forgot
there
it.
There was an advertisement. It was the most eponymous advertisement I'd ever seen. I'm fascinated by eponymous names. You know, names that indicate what people actually do.
I didn't know they named hippopotamus.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So on the subway, there was this advertisement for Dr. Tush.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes.
And he
I-
would remove your hemorrhoids.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm sure he was born
But he
with the
spelled-
last name of Tush.
So he was like, in some cultures, they would take that as a sign. If you were born with the name Tush, you have to be a proctologist.
Have to be. Have to be. I'm going to say if we
No, but he
have
spelled
to
his name Tusch,
wasn't it? Yeah.
We're giving him free
I know. Well, is
right
Dr.
now.
Come on. It was a while ago. Is Dr. Tush still out there?
Tush has lasted a
proctologing?
long time.
Well, like, maybe Tush Jr. is out there now, picking up the family.
I think it's often the last part of the body that goes, actually.
Well, that's
because
let's
it's
hope.
often the biggest.
Let's hope the last it goes. Oh, there's so much wordplay there that grammar time, grammar time. Everybody
Everybody
loves
loves
grammar
grammar
time. That's right.
Did you realize we do that in every podcast?
We
But there's
try.
absolutely no melody to it.
Not at all. Not at all.
But we sing it anyway.
We love
We
it.
try.
They love it. The fans love it.
Mm.
Do you love it? Do you love it, guys?
Let us know. Let us know if you love it, and we'll keep it up.
So here's another cultural body part.
Oh,
thing.
good.
It's
Oh,
making
good.
me think about this. Now,
We were on Tush,
Dr.
so are we
Tush, yeah.
getting off of Tush right
no,
now?
we can stay there. For
I've
a
told
while.
you many times to get off your Tush, so that'll work.
Yeah,
But no, you could go to your next body part.
But-
I'm not that stupid to stay with Tush.
well, anything
here.
associated with Tush or that region, right?
Mm.
Because
The
that's
Tush region, yes, as it's known. Which I believe is a deep trench in the Atlantic Ocean.
It's the deepest. There's nothing deeper.
You don't want to go into the tush. Yeah.
Because it's associated with the...
Isn't that also a art school at NYU? The Tisch School of the Tush School of the Arts?
He started out as a proctologist. He made his fortune, and then he donated it to NYU, and they built a... There you go. They built a hall.
Well, I believe until he could give them the money, they were a little behind there. So they had to... Yeah, I know.
So those body parts being centered in the region of the body that has to do with basically waste disposal.
Yes.
Or... yeah, so the connotations...
We got there I just want to say that we went to that just about as soon as we possibly could.
Right away.
So, why not?
But go ahead.
The cultural connotations,
waste disposal,
just about in any culture, is going to be negative, because this is the stuff you don't want to... This is the crap you don't want to have around. So you got to get rid of it.
We've gotten to terminology again. Excellent.
Phrases like, Kaka the clown, or anything. It has to do.
Is there a real German. Kaka the clown?
No, there is. Wasn't he on TV, after school TV?
I saw his act. Right. It stunk. Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. I just
hurts.
Can't help myself.
So I remember hearing the Yiddish phrase growing up, alta kaka, which
yes,
a really old person.
Right, right.
But literally it means an old piece of waste, right?
Yeah, it's like a poop emoji kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an old poop.
Verbal poop emoji. Right. With gray hair.
Right. So there's got to be a lot of I think there's almost a universal cultural perspective on anything related to those body parts,
I would say that's probably a good guess. Yeah, sure. I mean, are you guessing now, or are we?
No, I'm 100% sure.
Because you are the expert on cultures around the world.
Well, thank you.
And there is a definite cultural aspect to this, even if we're making it up as we go along.
We don't make this up.
Oh, we're not. Oh,
no,
okay.
No.
So your itching nose thing so far is as far as we've gotten.
Oh, no. There's many. This is why I started thinking about it.
Right, but that's as far as we've gotten.
Because I had this itching. I still do.
I know, and it's really annoying watching you scratch your nose like that.
Sorry. Let's pick this thing apart.
Yeah, see? I'm not one to judge, so...
Let's move along.
Okay.
And go to Itchy Palms.
Itchy Palms. That's in a little town in California, isn't it?
No, actually, Itchy Palms was the second person in Kaka the Clown's act.
That little guy who ran around.
It was Kaka and Itchy.
Yeah.
Those were the two of them.
Kaka and Itchy, I loved them.
They were great. They'd kill him every night.
Yeah, they did.
So Itchy Palms.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Itchy Palms.
Hey, Itchy, come on in.
Yay. Sound of crowd clapping. Yes. Okay.
So in many cultures, an itchy palm means money. You're going to have...
Not that you need it, but you're going to get some.
Well, only again if it's on the right hand.
Wait, really?
No. It's the left hand. Sorry. Left and right.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can check back on this tour, but I think we're correct, that the left nostril being itchy was the good sign.
That was the good
and the right
side.
nostril being itchy was the bad side.
Right, which is interesting because that sounds counterintuitive because often in many cultures the left is seen. I mean, even in Latin languages, sinistra, sinister, is left.
Look at you pulling that out.
And,
wow.
Wait a minute, we're talking about body parts.
Well,
Hold on a second.
Time out. All right, let's start over.
No.
Tom, zip that up.
You mean in my mouth is what you're doing.
Well,
of course. Of course.
What else could I possibly...
I don't have any idea. Torin, stop that snickering over there.
I can't help it.
Not sure what else it could have been.
Snicker bar.
Yeah.
But
Just making me very hungry.
isn't that the Attorney General of the United States?
Snicker bar.
Snicker bar? Maybe
he was
soon,
he was the
actually.
third person in the
He was the
in
third.
act, yeah.
Yes.
With Itchy and
Itchy and Kaka.
Kaka.
And,
Itchy, Kaka, and Snicker.
Yeah.
Do you remember them?
I
They
do.
were big act.
Yeah, I think it was cockeye, itchy, and snicker. But
yeah, so you're right. So if the left side,
Kaka was above the title, I believe.
he always got big billing.
He did. He
yeah.
did.
Well,
he's always a little larger than the others. So.
That's right. That's what I said about that body part.
Except for Dr. Tush, of course.
He was there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Tush School of the Arts at NYU.
That's where they studied.
Did they?
They did.
They have a school for that there. Yeah, they
the
do.
School of Proctological Arts. It's not a science, it's an art.
It is. It's definitely an art. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Go ahead with whatever the hell you were going to say.
No, you were saying very astutely.
Thank you. That's one in a row for me. Go ahead.
You made the connection between the left nostril and the left palm.
And a left palm.
So that's the lucky side, which I said was counterintuitive in many cultures because left is usually associated with the caca side. You know, like you don't use your left hand in many of the Arab cultures, not only Arab, but Indian and South Asian. Because the left hand was associated with the use for personal hygiene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the left hand, a sinistra, like I said, or the sinister side, it always had a negative side. The right side was considered the better side.
Well, I'm going to just...
And that's because 90% of the people, or 80% of the people in the world biologically are righty as opposed to the 20% who are left.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right.
So they get to make up the rules.
They make up the rules.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. So where the heck are we? I have no idea.
So the left palm, when your left palm itches, that means that you're going to get money. If your right palm itches, it means you're going to lose money.
I see.
Right. So if your right palm is itching when you get off the plane in Vegas,
it's not a good time. Yeah. Time to go home. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, and I guess there's a cultural aspect to this, certainly in
of course there is.
In Western society.
Can I give you the answer before you even ask?
Please do. What? New?
Yeah, really.
I'm just thinking that in Western cultures, in current Western cultures, the scientific side plays a role very often anyway. So if in other cultures too, I'm sure, but if we're looking at it from a scientific point of view, is there any kind of scientific work that would back up these theories?
Where these superstitions
absolutely
come from?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think these cultures would even view these as superstitions necessarily.
Okay.
If you believe it, even without any evidence, scientific evidence, then you believe it. I mean, if you believe it, that if you stick your elbow in Windex, as that character in the Big Fat Greek Wedding used to do,
my
father,
Big Fat Greek Wedding, yes.
I mean, if you believe it, then you believe it.
Well, it comes to the basis of faith at that point,
right? Which we've discussed.
We have discussed that, and that's such a huge thing that we probably will discuss again. Maybe even today a little bit.
Oh, all right.
I think we're there right now. So if you've got itchy palms and you've got an itchy nostril.
If you've signed up itchy palms, you've got a big act.
If you've got them there.
You're set.
Yeah.
I hope that contract is tight.
I think you can find them on YouTube. If you go in, you can find a few of their shows.
I
still say that when Kaka was by himself, he stunk. I'm going to use that joke as often as I can.
Yeah, you are.
But even when Itchy was there by himself, it was only when they were together.
The two together.
The two
right.
Together. They made magic.
Itchy Palm and Kaka.
Kaka the clown.
Kaka the clown.
well, you know why they made magic?
And the Attorney General of the United States.
Now, because the two had to come together. It was like yin and yang. It was like complementary.
It did. It was like the binary that we were talking about before.
So, to that point, what if your left nostril itches, but your right palm
There you
itches?
go. What does that tell us?
Now we're getting into a complicated situation.
We are. I'm a little frightened right now.
Because it means you're going to get a visit from somebody who you want to see, but you're going to lose money when
you're going to lose money.
So I don't know if you want to see them.
Yeah.
So now, Rabbi, what does this mean?
What?
We better go talk. Right?
I think Torin, bring the rabbi in and we'll discuss.
Oh,
Okay,
now we'll add one more element to this.
Oh.
If your feet itch,
What?
If
A fetus? We're not going to talk about a fetus. What are you doing?
an itchy fetus. I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, that's it. Stop rolling. We're out. That's,
If your feet itch,
your
Yes.
feet
your
itch.
feet
Okay.
itch.
Enunciation.
I have to remember
Mm-hmm.
to put ellipses between my lips.
Put ellipses between your lips.
Yes.
I'm extremely frightened.
Do you remember ellipses?
I do, yes. A Greek
Character
warrior,
from a
wasn't
Greek,
he?
Yeah, from a Greek tragedy.
Yes. Traveled around a lot. Didn't
Yeah.
see much.
I think it was. I think it was Euripides, wasn't it?
You Euripides, I Ripidos. So
Oh.
And I'll rip it up.
thank you. The Marx Brothers will be here through the week. So
Well, they followed Itchy and Kaka.
they did.
Oh.
They did in the early part of their career. Yeah.
It was tough though because there were times when they got top billing. Euripides would always get top billing,
He was great.
but Kaka and Itchy came close sometimes.
They well,
There were some years some years they stunk. It's
some
true.
years they did. There was no getting out of that.
But they were
for
itching
sure.
to get to the top, and they finally did.
Oh, jeez. Now I'm begging us to move
Yeah.
on.
Oh man!
Oh God!
All right, so itchy feet.
Itchy feet.
Yes.
Itchy feet.
Okay, so we've gotten to itchy feet now. What about itchy feet?
It
And
is-
what part of the feet are itching?
We're talking about the bottom part.
Okay.
The bottom.
So the-
there may be superstition associated with different parts of the foot,
Yeah.
and I don't know, but I know Torin is furiously looking
He
all
is.
of this
Of course.
up. He's
Absolutely.
fact
All of
checking
them.
everything.
Every single thing.
Someone should.
He's going. I can't move my fingers fast.
No, my
enough.
fingers hurt.
Itchy feet in New Caledonia. What does that mean? Is it different from itchy feet
Oh, I
in
love
Guyana?
that. Itchy feet in New Caledonia. Yeah, that was a group, I believe, back in the 70s.
Yes, they were actually right.
Oh my gosh! Yes. So keep working on that, Tor. Meanwhile,
Oh, yeah, I will.
We're back at the, for a lack of a better term. I guess we do have terms for the bottom of the feet: the arch,
The arch.
the heel,
The plantar?
the
Is it-
plantar fascia. Is there an
No, the fascia is in the head.
Your fascia's in your head. What?
If your fascia looks
Now
like
we're
the
talking.
bottom of
Now
your
we're talking
foot,
biology, which we're both real good at.
Yeah.
So
and
And anatomy.
and the fascia in Britain is the dashboard of a car, I believe.
I believe you're correct.
But if your face looks like a British fascia, or if
Or
your
the bottom of
face
your foot.
looks like your bottom of your foot,
Yeah.
which some people they did. I mean, wasn't it Richard Nixon? Somebody said his face looked like his foot
His
or
foot.
something.
His face may have been his foot. Very possible.
It was interchangeable. Anyway, if you're yes, so there.
All I asked was what I was going to say, in lack of a better term, the bottom of the foot would be our foot palm, but I don't believe that is an accurate term.
No.
Foot palm.
A foot palm, yes.
No, they grow dates in Libya.
I had a date in Libya once.
Did you?
It didn't go well. We shouldn't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I actually dated a girl named Libya once
Really?
in college. Yes.
For real, Tom?
No, I'm making this all up.
Oh, I see. She was quite a trip.
Right, right.
I
I
understand.
called her Libya a couple times. We didn't see each other after that.
I see.
Anyway, it's so the bottom of the foot,
Right.
Yes, it's the
Itching.
itchy part.
Yes.
and what part of the foot itching would be important to us?
Again, in many of these cultures, an itchy foot indicates travel.
Well, I can see that.
Upcoming travel.
So does it matter what part of the foot or which foot?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay. I knew
No,
we'd get there.
it's
Are we binary again?
It's left and right.
Of course it
It's
is.
left and right. And if your left foot itches,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
put your left foot
Put
in.
you put your left foot out.
If your
You
left
scratch
foot
it up, and it tells you what.
what it's about.
Oh, look at that.
Tells you
Nice.
what it's about.
Look at that.
If-
Ding. What?
Licensing.
Licensing? I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
We only did 4 bars.
After this, we're going to do 4 bars. That's for sure.
Oh wait. We
Absolutely.
started with 2 already.
Oh, is that the problem?
We only need 2 more to
2
go.
more, we're good. And then we'll have nothing will be itching at all at that point.
Really?
So, okay. So I've got a left foot that
So
itches.
what do you think,
Right.
given the pattern
I mean,
here of the if it's the left foot itches?
Okay. Unless I'm being set up, I'm going to think this is
No,
going
that's
to be
not possible.
not a possibility. I'm thinking that we are going to have a good trip. This is
Wrong.
Oh, no.
Oh!
I sort of knew it, didn't I?
Ba-ba-da.
I've known you for 187 years, and I'm still, falling for that stuff. Okay, so this is not going to be a good
Yeah,
trip.
we even have a phrase in English, right?
Do we?
Getting started on the right foot.
Is that right?
Mm.
See, I always saw that as a right or wrong thing, not as a or correct and incorrect thing, as opposed to a right and left thing.
No, we're messing up the Is it a homonym when you can have one word?
Homonym. I think that's
Thank you, Dr. Evil.
homonym.
Homonym.
Ding. Licensing? Oh, sorry, we just used one word from the movie. Come on.
Yeah, but it had 4 bars in it.
Oh, yeah.
Homonym. No, it's only had 3 bars. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I've lost track.
Right. What's happening?
So, okay. So,
Because the syllable is the same thing as a homonym.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
let's say
But
that.
that is what a
Grammar
homonym
time.
is, right?
Grammar
Grammar
time.
time.
Everybody
Everybody
loves
loves
grammar time.
It's the sound of one word meaning many different things.
Okay, sure,
Okay,
right.
so-
Okay.
So I'm
all
looking
right.
at it and I'm saying, okay,
Yeah, so get started on the right.
on the right foot.
Right
Okay,
foot.
I think it's recap time.
Oh,
Recap time.
Okay.
It's stand back. It's recap time. Okay.
Okay.
Left hand, scratchy palm, itchy palm.
Yes.
On the left hand is the good thing, correct?
Yes.
Itchy nose, left side is the good thing.
I believe.
He's backing off, but let's go with good thing. On the foot, itchy left foot is the bad thing.
I believe.
No, wow. Oh, wow. He's supposed to be the expert.
Well, in some cultures, but in other cultures, it's the opposite.
Well, okay, fine. All right, then.
Okay.
That's kind of true with a lot of cultural things, I'm noticing.
Yeah, so you don't really have to know any of this stuff.
Right.
You just have to know where you are.
Well, that leaves us out. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
to continue,
Yes,
if
good.
if the left foot, and we're talking about the bottom of the foot,
Bottom of the
the
foot.
top of the foot is the
A
whole
whole
other thing.
different game.
The top of the foot, there is no cultural meaning. It simply means you have dermatitis of the foot.
Probably should have somebody look at that.
Have a doctor look
Yeah,
at it.
thanks.
Forget the rabbi. Go to the doctor. Go to Dr. Tush. No, he's the wrong one.
Yeah, wrong place.
Wrong body part.
That's in between somewhere. Yeah. If I'm scratching the bottom of my foot, could it mean I have athlete's foot?
That's why they called it athlete's
I think we're really wading into things that have no meaning whatsoever now. Not that we've ever done that before.
No.
But
Okay,
Here.
athlete's foot. Okay, go ahead.
so, ergo, the right foot, if the bottom of the right foot itches,
Yes. The bottom of the right foot itching means
you're going to also travel. You're going to go
Yes.
on a trip
Uh-huh.
that you don't want to have to go on.
I thought the right foot was the good foot.
Oh, we're talking about the feet. Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Oh.
You are right.
Sometimes we on these travels, because of the left and right feet, I have to keep Dean in the right path. So
Well, it has to
he
do
tends
with
to
the
make
poles.
left turns.
It has to do with the poles.
Uh-huh.
They're
It does have to do with the
They're
Poles
flipping,
and the Czechs and a few of the Hungarians too.
they're all flipping. They've been flipping out over
They've been
there.
flipping like crazy, and I understand that. It's
We're talking about the north
ever since
and
the
south.
Soviet Union broke up. I think it's What? Who?
We're talking about the flip of the north and the south poles,
the
which is why I'm
magnetic
getting
poles.
my left and right mixed up.
Absolutely. Look, if you whatever you want to do, if you've got a magnet, you may want to change the markings on the magnet because the plus and the negative. Because when those poles flip, everything's over.
Chaos.
Do you mark your magnets?
I do. I mark all my magnets.
Do people do that?
No, I'm making this up completely.
Because I've never seen a marked magnet.
Unless you,
And-
Mark Magnet, I remember him. He made a lot of money after high school, if I remember correctly.
well, he was one of those athletes.
He was very attractive.
Oof.
but if you're on the wrong side of him, oh man,
No, that's not good.
It was so unattractive.
Repulsive, I would say, at that
Repulsive.
point. Yeah.
Exactly. you had to be on the right side or the
Yeah,
or the left
you
side.
got along better with him if you had different viewpoints than he did, I think. It just was more attracting, yes.
Wow.
At any rate,
Yeah. No, I didn't know
marking
people
magnets.
marked magnets. I
Yeah.
didn't- But if you do happen to mark your magnets,
Yes.
it's important to know that the poles are flipping. According
Yes, they
to
will
Tom
be flipping.
And, I.
Yes.
And many other scientists, we just don't know exactly when.
Right.
Right.
That could be soon. It could be long after we have passed to the whatever pearly gates.
And we have discussed this in previous podcasts.
And we have.
I
And
believe.
people just aren't paying attention to us as far as this goes. I
Well,
think.
no, I think they are.
Are they? Are they
Yeah.
prepping?
Yeah, I think taking notes at the very
Oh, well,
least.
okay. That'll help them when the polls flip.
Yeah. So make a little asterisk.
The polls have wandered just recently. I don't know if you know that. This is true.
Well,
Look that up, Tor. Check it out.
Well,
The
The
I
Germans
saw
and the
article.
Lithuanians have always been worried when the
Some,
polls
but
start to
we're getting-
wander.
Now we're getting into the whole migration thing. And,
It's always been an issue in that part of the world.
It has.
Be careful.
Admittedly,
Tread
it has. yes.
lightly.
I am treading lightly
the
on my left
correct
foot right now.
please.
Which so it's my right foot is taking me on a good travel if it itches on the bottom, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
And my left foot, I'm going to have to make a trip, but it's not for good reasons. Am I correct on that?
That's right.
Okay.
Or that's correct.
Thank you.
Watch your homonyms.
So so far, again, recap time.
Yes.
It's very confusing. I hope they're taking notes.
So we've gone through the itchy nose, left is good, right not good. And the itchy nose, by the way, meant somebody was coming to visit who was good or bad, left good, right bad.
That's
For a bad
correct.
purpose, not necessarily a bad person, but a bad reason. The itchy palm, the left itchy palm was money. You were going to get money. The right itchy palm meant you were going to give away or lose money.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
we're almost
correct.
through the recap now. The left foot, however, itching on the bottom means you are going to take a trip not for a good reason.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah,
And
so
the right
the-
foot means the opposite.
So
Okay.
the opposite meaning,
The opposite of the left foot.
meaning
Meaning that you are going to travel for a good or valuable or nice reason of
we're
some
just going
kind.
to spell it out. Right.
Okay.
So,
That's the end of the recap. Recap time.
so nose and palm is intuitive.
Yes. Okay.
No, is counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive.
But-
Right. Correct.
Itchy feet are intuitive.
Itchy feet are definitely intuitive. Yes.
That's why itchy feet always won.
Now, always one. And itchy feet, if you're on itchy feet, is it intuitive? Are we really talking intuitive if you're left-handed, though? I realize it's a smaller percentage of the population, but wouldn't the intuitive side be? Now, neither one of us are left-handed, correct? You're not left-handed.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Oh, God. Okay.
Boy.
Just asking a question.
Oh.
All I'm trying to do. Get an
I
answer
know,
out of
I
it. Just
know.
for once. Just one
I know.
easy little
I was raised to always use my right hand, and
Uh-huh.
I've always thought I was right-sided.
Uh-huh. Meaning
However,
as opposed to left. Go ahead.
Several years ago, I participated in a scientific biologic study, and we went through a very short, harmless, painless exercise, which supposedly indicated, in fact, that I was left-sided, but that I was raised to be right-sided.
Huh.
But and you didn't realize that until sometime in your adult years.
That's
when
right.
You took this. Okay. Shouldn't you have had a tendency toward your left hand then? I mean,
Well, I think I do in many
Okay.
ways. Like my left hand is typically stronger than my right hand.
Yeah.
My left side is typically stronger.
Okay.
Oh.
If I were to fall, I'd prefer to fall on my left side because I could just bounce back
All right.
a lot faster.
Well, I mean, that being said,
And I recently did have a fall, actually.
did you?
Yeah. I was.
We just went
tackled-
through the autumnal equinox. You're not referring to that, are
No,
you?
no.
Okay.
I was tackled on the street accidentally. Somebody tumbled on me, and
Oh, you're not going to tell this story again,
No,
are you? Oh, God.
but
How
I
much
fell
time
on my
do we-
right side,
Check,
which is
please.
my weaker side. All right. Anyway,
Well,
I'm fine. I really am
good.
fine.
We're
Nobody
all
should
happy.
worry.
Send your
No-
cards and letters
Really.
right to, or whatever passes for a card and letter now, to tell Dean to get well quick. Please, God, please have him get well quick. We're begging you.
Really?
It landed on an okay body part.
Did it?
It wasn't a body part that had any superstitious or meaning associated
No,
with it.
shoulders don't have superstition in anywhere around the world that you're aware of.
No,
huh?
they do actually.
Do they?
Yes.
Is
yes.
this a cultural aspect?
There is a cultural piece.
Is
to
there?
this.
Surprisingly.
It has to do with the notion of beast of burden,
Uh-huh.
and the shoulders being the area of strength.
Well, carrying on your shoulders, sure.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
if you have pain
Mm-hmm.
in your neck, hence the phrase "a pain in the neck,"
Yes.
and
Like having a pain in your neck, right?
or people can say, "Well,
there's
you
a
know,
big
you,
reach on that one.
you should get a massage in your shoulders."
Sure. Is it basically the shoulder thing is just like if you're showing pain in there that you feel like you've been burdened?
There's a burden that you're carrying.
Uh-huh.
It could be real, like
An actual burden.
like the camel decided to get on your back,
On your back
today.
instead. Uh-huh.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm supposed to get on your back. Not today, buddy.
No. Just
It's hump day.
oh, there we are.
Good night.
Okay. No, but all right. So that's the shoulder. How did we get to the shoulder?
we were
Is there a
naming-
right and left shoulder thing?
No, I don't think so.
Just your shoulders, because they kind of just play together up there. But you fell on what you said was a weaker part.
But I
which-
always thought it was
But
stronger.
you thought it was your
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Correct. Yes.
And I had that inherent injury on my right side, not my left side, which is the weaker side. So that's where it would show up.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But so pick your body part and
Pick your
we'll
body
tell
part.
you
What is that
about the superstition associated with it.
If you have a particular body part you're really interested in,
Let us know, folks.
we should
We'll tell
we
you
should
what it.
do-
Oh, boy.
We'll tell you what it means in any country. So
any country at all.
right.
It's
Here's what you
Greenland,
do.
for that matter.
Send us an email.
Antarctica.
Send us an email. What's the
Continent.
email?
It's oopscultureshow@gmail.com.
Right. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very quickly. Just two items you need to list.
Yeah.
List the body part that you want to know the meaning of in the country
This is going
that
to turn
you
out so
want.
badly.
Uh-huh.
The country that you're planning your trip to because your left foot is itching like crazy right now.
Which is not a good thing. Just recap time.
Recap.
Left foot. Not a good thing.
Yeah, so if it's the left foot that's itching, that's the reason for the question.
Yes.
Maybe you don't even want to ask the question.
Maybe better, maybe not.
But
Or
if
maybe
it-
you should. Maybe that's when you should find out. 'Cause,
Oh yeah,
come
but
on.
if your
here.
but if your right foot is itching, then
Just go.
Right, name your body part
Name
and name the country.
It's time to play.
Name the
Name
culture.
your body
Body
part.
part.
Oh, boy.
It's sort of like in some cultures, do they give names other than like an anatomical name to the body parts?
Well, of course. I
like
mean,
Fred or
like
something.
Fred or John
Or yeah.
or Peter.
Or Abe or anything like that.
And I think you can get, you can give a very affectionate name to those body parts that have more meaning for you than
Often
others.
I've done that on many occasions.
I don't think that's atypical, actually.
Well, I'm hoping not, but it probably is. Well, yes. By the way, if along the lines of letting us know if you have a unique name for a body part, you can let us know that too.
In fact, don't tell
And is
us
there a cultural aspect to
Don't
it?
tell us the body part. Just tell
give
us
us
the
the
name, and we'll try to guess.
That's perfect.
I'm sure we're going to be 110% right
Correct.
all the time. I mean,
Water
correct.
overflowing the glass. Yes.
Correct.
We'll be correct. Yes, not right. We'll be correct.
Well, we're never correct,
Correct.
but we're always right.
You may be right. Yes. Oh my God, this is completely out of control now.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I think we've covered it
So
for
what
today.
if your left ear itches?
Oh my gosh, we're going to the ear now. I don't know. Do you actually have an answer to this? Is this or
Actually, I do.
okay? What if? I don't know, Dean. What if your left ear itches?
In Latin cultures, particularly in Latin America, you can. There's this gesture where you pull on your earlobe,
Mm-hmm.
or you kind of rub your ear as if it were itching.
Yes.
And it may be the response to an itch.
It could be.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But if you tug on that, it often means an indication that you like this idea. Somebody says something and you tug on your earlobe, and it means, oh, I like this idea.
Okay. That being Carol Burnett used to tug at her
Well,
ear.
see, she was saying,
If anyone out there remembers Carol Burnett, and she's a wonderful woman. She's still with us, and she's a wonderful comedian who in the United States was extraordinarily popular for many decades. And at the end of her show, she would tug, I believe, her right earlobe. But in her case, that was a signal to her grandmother who virtually raised her, just saying, I love you, Grandma, something along those lines. So it really has nothing to do with the cultural aspect
well, but
whatsoever.
she was using a body part to indicate,
It was a
to
signal.
send a message.
A message,
Which
yes.
is what a lot of non-gestures. And
Right.
we've talked about non-verbal gestures.
Yes.
Not non-gestures. A
Non-
non-gesture would
non-gesture
be the word.
verbals,
Right?
just
That
speaking.
would be the word. The homonym.
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 We. All right. Well, I'm going to point to a body part, which is going to mean we're going to wrap this sucker up.
Let me guess which body part.
All right. Well, you go ahead and guess while I point. So,
Okay, point.
Yes, I'm pointing now.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to say? Yeah,
No.
Torrance leaving the studio
I
now.
win.
He's out of here. All right. Well, Dean Foster, thank you once again for sharing the incredible expanse of knowledge that you have somehow tucked between those itchy earlobes of yours. And also thank you, Torrin, for putting up with all of the searches today, which he's come back with nothing. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, thank goodness.
We and I'm Tom Peterson, and whatever you're itching, I hope it brings you good luck.
My feet are itching. Both my feet are itching right now. So I got to get out of here. My palms are itching too.
Everything's itching on me right
My
now.
nose,
You don't want to know
left and
why.
right nostril. Everything is itching.
Oh my gosh. Well, in that case, oops.
Your
culture's
culture's showing.
Smell ya? Okay, listen, the way to get hold of us is oopscultureshow@gmail.com. And our Twitter handle is oopscultureshow. Whether this is the first episode or the third episode or whatever episode that you've listened to, you should really subscribe. That's the best way to go, really, honestly. I know what I'm talking about. All right, so just subscribe through iTunes or through wherever you get your podcasts from. Subscribe. Thank you.